Okay, sit down. Sit. There's no way I'm going to be able to follow that. So, well, I'm going to say some stuff, and you may not agree with it. But if I say anything tonight to offend you, just remember you have to forgive me. So, pressure's pretty much on you. I feel pretty free to share my opinions. And I'm of the opinion that the Christian subculture has gone nuts. We've officially gone nuts. I saw this in a Christian bookstore. I'm not making this up. They're selling Christian breath mints. Have you seen these? They're called testaments. Have you tried? I tried some. I took them back. I'm like, these aren't working. I'm still cussing. I'm not sure at what point a breath mint becomes Christian, but these were falsely converted. Then somebody just told me that they just released a sequel to the Prayer of Jabez, and I don't know what it's called, Jabez with a Vengeance, something. And along with the Prayer of Jabez, they actually have the Prayer of Jabez pen. It's actually an ink pen with a little window on it. Every time you click it, it's got a little bit of the Prayer of Jabez right there in the window. In case the book was a little too thick for you. Hey, did you read the Prayer of Jabez? No, but I read the pen. That was the best pen I ever read. It's Christian marketing gone. What's next? Prayer of Jabez hair gel? Expand my territory. I'm just curious as to why it took so long to write a sequel to a 10-page book. But I think the most effective tool for marketing Jesus has been the fish symbol that we put on the back of our cars. Then people can see it and go, oh, are you a Christian? No, but my car is. We put the fish symbol on the back of our cars. In reaction to this, the Darwinists put feet on the fish symbol, put Darwin on the inside. In the reaction to this, we made a fish symbol eating their fish symbol. Which I think is the Christian thing to do. Is that the message we want to send, folks? I mean, when I was flying in this morning, I was sitting on the plane next to a gentleman. We're talking. He finds out I'm a Christian. Turns out he was a Darwinist. We're having a discussion, and he said something I didn't agree with, so I ate him. Well, let's be honest, the Christian subculture can be frightening to someone who's unfamiliar with it. When I first started attending church, I attended a church. It was their custom, when they prayed for someone at the front of the sanctuary, to have the entire congregation extend their arms as a sign of agreement to that prayer. Now, do you know how frightening it is to walk into a church full of white people doing this? I'm looking around, make sure the pastor doesn't have a Charlie Chaplin mustache. Trying to sneak out, get caught by an usher. You cannot go now! You must pray to Jesus now! You must pray now to Jesus! Pray snell! Snell, pray to Jesus now! Snell, now pray, yes! Snell, pray, now tithe! Now tithe! Yes, pray, now tithe! Now, you guys are great. If you think that's frightening, I actually saw this on the internet. I'm not making this up. They had a Christian ashtray for sale. I'm not making this up. It was a glass ashtray. In the center, it had a picture of Jesus. Along the perimeter, it said, Jesus hates it when you smoke. Wasn't that a dandy little witnessing tool right there? A picture of Jesus in an ashtray. I don't know if that would get me to stop smoking. It might stop me from putting out my cigarette. I don't really feel comfortable putting out my cigarette on Jesus' face. You got something else, maybe. I don't know. Put that down. We've gone nuts! Somehow we have to stop. Somehow. I don't know how, but we have to stop. Because sometimes the more culturally relevant we try to make ourselves be, we just make our faith shallow sometimes. And we serve too great a God to demean our faith with these trivial, little, shallow, silly little things, said the comedian. But I think the epitome of Christian marketing run amok is the Left Behind series. And they just released the third movie in the Left Behind series. Now, if you're not familiar with the Left Behind movies, they're movies about the apocalypse with no special effects. I think what they left behind was a budget. Now, if you're not familiar with the Left Behind premise, I'll bring you up to speed since I've seen 3 movies and read the 70 pages of the first book. But the premise is basically it's a story about a reporter, Buck Naked, whatever his name is, and Buck is on an international flight when the rapture occurs. Now, don't take anything for granted. The rapture, that's when Jesus comes back to earth. Well, he doesn't come all the way back. He only comes halfway back because he's the Lord. He's not stupid. We were not really nice to him the last time he was here. I'm only coming halfway back because you guys are not nice. I tell you what I'll do. I'll meet you in the air. Is that fair? And then all the followers of Jesus dematerialize and their clothing drops right where they're at. And then I guess Jesus meets all these naked people in there. I'm not sure that's if he's going to have robes. You're in the choir. And the rapture occurs on this international flight. And this is what I found funny because this is in the book and the movie. I'm not making any of this up. The rapture occurs on this flight and no one notices. I guess they were all a little drowsy. I thought so. Was someone sitting next to me? Oh, well, more peanuts. Now, there was an elderly lady sitting across the aisle from Buck. And she says to him, she goes, I say, young man, could you check the lavatory for my husband? And Buck says, I'd be happy to, ma'am. I'm not making this up. Then she grabs a pile of clothing. She holds it out. And she says, could you take this with you? He seems to have wandered off without his clothing. Now, it occurred to me, here's a lady that's been married to this guy, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years. He's a known follower of Christ, yet it doesn't seem to faze her that he's wandered off naked. Apparently, he's pulled this stunt before. Like this is some sort of aggressive outreach tactic. He likes to wander off naked, draw a crowd, and then preach the gospel. That's right, folks. Let me tell you about my Left Behind. I'm warning you, the end is near. Wow. What are we saying to our culture? There's already so many misconceptions about what it means to be born-again Christian. And it's pretty simple, really. You bow your head, you say a simple prayer. When you open your eyes, you're a registered Republican with a firearm. Simple. Simple. No, I'm kidding. I actually used to be one. I used to be one of those people who doesn't believe in God. What do you call them? Democrat. I used to be one of those. Come on, no, we're not going to get political. Both sides have their issues. I grew up in a good Democratic home. I'd probably be a Democrat if they, have a little pro-life branch, but they just won't let us in. And that's one thing I will say. That's the one political thing I'll say tonight. I'm not going to get political, but the one thing I'll say is I'm against abortion. I think it's wrong to kill a fetus. Teenagers, I'm not so sure about. You see, with a fetus, you don't know what you have yet. You got to give it a chance. You don't know if you have the next Einstein, the next Hitler. Give it some time. Give it till it's 18. Then you can sit down and have that talk with them. Son, you quit school, you still don't have a job. We're going to abort you. Now, that would make graduation a celebration. You want a car for graduation? I want to live! Oh, What would Jesus do? Well, he wouldn't shop at Wal-Mart. That's what we're going to talk about next. It's time to get the Wal-Mart issue on the table. Wal-Mart is a divisive store, ladies and gentlemen. It's a divisive store. It divides America between the haves and the have-crap. It divides America. Let's be honest. We do not go to Walmart for the quality. And that's what cracks me up. My wife is always like, I got this at Walmart for next to nothing. That's because it's crap. That's what you pay for crap. No. They actually have a clearance bin at Walmart. How crappy does your product have to be if Walmart can't sell it? At Walmart, this is what cracks me up. They have their own brand. Walmart has their own brand. Man, you have not slept until you've been nestled between Walmart brand sheets. Like they're 50% cotton, 50% ground rock. You wake up with paper cuts. Dogs left a note. I'm going to live in the woods. My butt's chapped. Walmart brand. Because we all know how reliable Made in Korea is. That's where they get all their stuff. I tell you. I'm surprised they don't have more labor violations. Because okay, now, granted, generally, the elderly greeters, cute, cuddly, but they've got to be exploiting. How old do they allow these greeters to get? Come on. My guy was actually dead. They propped him over with a stick, stuck a tape recorder to his back. Welcome to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Are you living? Welcome to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. I guess in Arkansas, when your grandparent dies, you don't bury him. You take him down to Walmart, fill out an application form. Exploiting the elderly. Somebody's got to call them on this stuff. I'm personally fascinated with Walmart just because of the visionary aspect. Just to think that years ago, Sam Walton was such a visionary. He said to himself, I know throughout the entire country there is more white trash than we know. And if you build it, they will come. And that's what's amazing. This is only a Walmart phenomenon. They can build a brand new store, brand new. You walk inside, filthy. How did you get it this filthy? It's brand new. Did you throw dirt around? Did you ship dirt in just for this? It's ridiculous. Come on, kids, we're going to Walmart. Get your sand buckets. Let's go. We're going to Walmart. Leave your dirty t-shirt on. We're going to Walmart. Come on. Honey, we're going to Walmart. Put on your halter top. Let's go. You want to dress appropriately. I'm going to take the whole family down and have their teeth crooked. Come on, we're going to Walmart. We're going to stop by and pick up Grandpa because they're giving away free DVDs to the first 20 men with beer belly stretch marks. Let's go. We're going to Walmart. Come on, kids, we're going to Walmart. Home of the cheating-hearted, gun-racked goobers. The Bronco-busting, hog-calling, partner-swinging, tractor-pulling, bozo wrestling devotees. We're going to Walmart, home of the Merle Haggard-haired hucksters, the barefooted, bronco-busting, buckaroo, butt-cracked, belly-aching, bargain-hunting, inbred mutant banjo pluckers exclusively at Walmart. Come on! Sometimes Satan comes disguised as a man of peace. Sometimes he comes disguised as low, low prices. The thing that bothers me the most about them, if you've looked, I saw a documentary on them. If only a third of it is true, it's very, very bad how they treat their employees. And I used to be, I was Mr. Anti-Union. Matter of fact, my favorite game to play as a kid was Union Worker. Yeah, I'd sit at the kitchen table and pretend I was on break. Smoking candy cigarettes. Hey, Mom, how about another cup of Java? It's just the way they treat their workers I don't appreciate. And there's something up with the toy companies. I don't think the toy companies like children. Have you tried to open a toy lately? I bought my daughter a stuffed animal, was strapped to that box like it was going to the electric chair. Like tape and twisty ties and barbed wire and a guard tower. Hey, Dad, I want to play with my dolly. Honey, apparently your dolly's on death row. They put some nice clear plastic on the front so you can visit your doll anytime you like. Hi, Dolly, can't wait till you get out. I said, I can't wait till you get out. Let the toys go. What amazes me, though, is strapping up these toys, twisting, tying, strapping these toys in. This is someone's job. Like, who does this? Where is this done? Don't ever tell me elves are happy. I can only imagine this being done by someone at a state correctional facility somewhere. If I'm not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. Let the toys go! Let them go! Let the toys go! It's big business. Toys are big business, man. And this vintage toy thing, have you seen? I tell you, now, this vintage toy thing, there are people scouring eBay, adult human beings, searching eBay in hopes of finding a toy that had to do with their childhood. Like, who are you people? Get a life. Because you keep outbidding me. I want my Captain Action to go with my Dr. No. I'm not going to get it. You keep outbidding me. My favorite toy as a kid was the G.I. Joe. My favorite toy, which my father didn't like me playing with, because he didn't like his son playing with dolls, even though it was a doll that came with grenades. Calling G.I. Joe a doll is like calling Ken a boy. Exactly it. He's G.I. Joe. He's an action figure. He's combat ready. He just happens to be tall enough to have tea with Barbie if he so chooses. The other thing I liked as a kid was Little Green Army guys. Like in Toy Story, Little Green Army guys. We used to douse them with lighter fluid. Because if you melt your toys together, less toys to pick up. Then some kid always got the bright idea. I know it would work better than lighter fluid. What? Gasoline! There's a kid in the neighborhood with no eyebrows. Don't tell on me. I think your lack of expression would tell on you. The fact that you can't look surprised. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, all I wanted for Christmas was the G.I. Joe Foot Locker. So Foot Locker had a little place for your G.I. Joe, had little compartments for all his equipment. It was like an army man's purse. What that was. Mom said I had to wait till Christmas, so I had to figure out a substitute toy till I got my actual Foot Locker. My mom just happened to have this big white purse, large enough to fit my G.I. Joe, with all kinds of compartments. I asked her if I could use that. Mothers don't know any better. So there I am, waltzing around the house, this big white purse, and my dad walks in. Hey, what's with the purse? That's for my G.I. Joe. Come here, son, I want to teach you a trick with lighter fluid. If you want to get rid of a child's toy, just make a game out of it. My daughter plays with toys that have names like My Little Pony, Strawberry Shortcake, Hello Kitty. That's the name of a toy, Hello Kitty. It cracks me. How do you play that? Hello Kitty, game's over. Woo, that was fun. Woo, woo. Hello Kitty. A name like that, my daughter will never enjoy the smell of burning plastic. Right now. Unless she has a little brother, then it'll be like, goodbye, Kitty. Strawberry shortcake flambe. My melted pony. My little puddle. For my daughter's 5th birthday, we got her a bounce house. Got her a bounce house. Some places they call them a jumpers. My impression of a bounce house. Hey, Toma! You know, the adults surround these things. They're placing bets. 21, the kid in the blue draws blood. 20-1. Who's in? Who's in? Come on, Jimmy, use your head. Daddy's got a 20 spot on you. Come on, Jimmy. It's like the bounce house is a suburban version of cockfighting. This thing should not be legal. Kids are much more daring these days, though. I know they're much more daring. So I took my daughter to a theme park place. She's barely tall enough to go on this big, gigantic rolling coaster of a thing. And I'm like, I kept asking, are you sure you want to go on this thing? Are you sure? You know, because I don't want to go. Are you sure? So we get on. Again. But this time I don't want you to scream, Daddy. Okay. You want to go again? You have to find a new daddy. I used to watch too much TV as a kid. I watched too much TV. That was the big argument around the house. He watches too much television. Of course, my dad's argument was, so? My dad actually said to my mom, honey, if you look at our family tree, there's not a doctor or a lawyer among us. So I don't think TV's going to hurt the kid. I think right now TV's his best shot, so you let him study. Television is only harmful to smart people. So, don't you forget it. Not a lot on TV these days, though. I know that. I have, because I work. This is what I do full time. So I'm like, I have lots of time. And because I'm working now. And you know what time you got here, and when you leave, I'm done. So, that's my day. But, it's not a lot on television, because I can get up, watch 6 hours of television, and after that, even I have to get up and go to a movie. But I grew up with programs like HR Puffin Stuff, which, if you're not familiar with it, it was a live action Saturday morning program about a talking flute and a big mushroom looking dude. It was like a drug prevention program. That's why I never did drugs. You want to do some drugs? Man, I saw talking mushrooms when I was 8. Come on. I am so past that, buddy. So I did not grow up in a Christian home. I mentioned that. And I did grow up in a time, though, when you sent your kids off to vacation Bible school and stuff. So I learned the various Christian prayers. I learned the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who's in heaven. And I don't know if this one's so popular anymore. I learned the morbid if I should die prayer. That one. Now I lay me down and sleep. Pray, Lord, my soul to keep. Which is a great prayer to teach your kids. If I should die before I wake. Good night, Timmy. Hope you're alive in the morning, Timmy. Hope the Lord didn't come back and get you in the middle of the night, Timmy. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Yeah, there are bugs in your bed. They're going to bite you all night. The Lord didn't come back and get you. The bugs are going to bite you. You got no chance, Timmy. Just stay up. Thanks for praying with me. So we have a 5-year-old. Let me grab a drink here before I move into this next piece here. Take this off and have a little. I always hum whenever I get a drink. That way you're always entertained. See, in some churches now, they're taking their bottled water and they're putting labels with the church name and the logo on it. It's kind of an interesting idea. I think they should call it, I can't believe it's not wine. So my wife and I, we're figuring out the parenting thing. We have decided this, my wife and I. We decided of all the holidays, Mother's Day cards are the hardest cards to buy because they're all so fake. Because all Mother's Day cards say something on them in big flowery letters like, "To the most wonderful mother." In the world. Why couldn't they just make a card that said, "You did the best you could"? I love you anyway. Then I got a card back. Yeah, and your disappointment too. Happy birthday. My mother, God bless her, is still on a lifelong mission to keep people from sleeping in. Get up, you're sleeping your life away there. Get up. Get up, you're sleeping your life away. Get up. Get up, you're sleeping. Get up, you're sleeping. Get up, you're sleeping your life away. You are sleeping your life away. There's no chance that it happened with you here, Mom. Get up. I have an alarm, Mother. Just trying to help. You ever notice whenever your mother messes something whenever your mom messes something up in your life, it's always because she was just trying to help. My mother-in-law is very helpful. Let me put it this way, if you had a spinal injury, she would move you. Oh, here, I'll get you. Oh, just trying to help. She's actually very good to us. On date night, my mother-in-law will come over and watch our 5-year-old, and that's the exchange. On date night, we let her in the house. And we will come home from date night, and my mother-in-law will say to my wife, "Well, your Honor went ahead and did your laundry." Which, that's not what my wife hears, though. My wife hears, "Well, your Honor, I had to do your laundry because I was afraid my grandchild was going to smother under a pile of clothing. I had to do the laundry to save her life." I don't care that my mother-in-law, I don't care that she does our laundry. I really don't. What I mind is how my wife reacts to my mother-in-law doing our laundry. Because date night is not turning out the way I wanted it to. And let me help you fold those. I got nothing to do now. Thanks for helping. Because that's the thing, you don't want to do another woman's laundry. I don't know if anybody here is single, but even if you're married, if you don't know this, you don't do a woman's laundry. Even if you're trying to be helpful, you do not do their laundry. Because each article of women's clothing has some unique wash recipe that we don't know about. Like, do you just wash this blouse? Yeah. You can't just wash this blouse. It has to be rolled in oatmeal mush before you wash it. Then you slap it against the wall 3 times and sprinkle it with vinegar. Then you wash it. You don't know anything about washing clothes, do you? No, I don't. Stop trying to be helpful. Mothers should stop helping. That's my message for that bit. Mothers should stop helping. They can't. Mothers, that's their nature to be helpful. They can't. And they rarely ask for help. When they do ask for help, it's always some bizarre request that you can't answer. You ever have a mother say this to you? If I ever get that old, just shoot me. What? My mother-in-law actually said this. If I ever get that old, just smother me with a pillow. Like, that's a situation I want to get caught in. Holding a pillow over my mother-in-law's head. Somebody walks in, what are you doing? Just trying to help. Hold still so I can help you. No. I actually have a great relationship with my mother-in-law. These are only jokes. And Scripture actually says, Scripture says, honor your father and mother. Doesn't say anything about your mother-in-law. Because God never gives us more than we can handle. I really do love her, and I just say that as a joke, because that's what comedy is. It's joking around with just a little bit of truth. It is. She is a good lady. We have a great relationship with her. I think I said that 3 times, and that should be enough. Mom, in case you're watching this, I love you. It's only a joke. A little bit true. But I was in Montana, and I was talking to a gentleman from Montana. I just happened to mention him, that I live in Southern California now, and I don't know why this riled him up. All of a sudden, he was like, why would we leave Montana for the world? And after talking to him for a half hour, I didn't want him to leave Montana either. You should stay here and finish your manifesto. That's what you should do. I didn't say that to him out loud. I thought about saying it. I didn't say it aloud. That would have been rude. It would not have been the Christian thing to do. I think it's much more Christian for me to come here and talk about it. That's the Christian way. Think about what you would have said to someone, then you go tell somebody. I tell you what I would have said to that guy. I would have just... my tongue would have done to him. Just stay down. He was actually a nice enough guy, and he said something that kind of struck me funny. He was telling me about the area, and he goes, yeah, we're all pretty laid back here. We all have gun racks. What struck me funny, because I never really associated laid-back people with having firearms, but I got to thinking that's exactly who you want having the firearms. You want the laid-back people having the firearms. I'd shoot you, but I'm chilling. And then he was telling me he thinks the greatest threat to world peace right now is China. And he's one of these conspiracy nuts. Just, well, I shouldn't call him a nut. He was an idiot. And I don't even know if he can do this. He was shopping the internet for an AK-47. And I'm like, what do you need an AK-47 for? He's like, well, if China shows up in my backyard, I'm going to be ready. Like, my friend, I think if China shows up in your backyard, they won. Once you put the gun down, get the soy sauce. It's going to be that kind of party. I did this thing today. I'll throw this by you. I did this thing. You ever go to get in your car, and when you open it, you hit the car next to you, and you look down and someone's in the car. And now you got the 2 choices. You just go, I don't care! I will do it some more! There! Give me a look! Give me a look! There! That's one choice. Well, the other choice is, I'm sorry. You can give me a dirty look. Yeah, I'm sorry. And that's a second dirty look, because I'm still apologizing, and you're still looking at me like a dirty look person. So there! I hate that you apologize, and they're like, you should have never done that in the first place. That's why I'm apologizing. That's what an apology is. I shouldn't have done that. I'm awful sorry. Anyway. I grew up in a little town in Nebraska, Dakota City, Nebraska, a town of 1,503 people, 25,437 German Shepherds. My impression of Dakota City in the evening. Ho, 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 ho. Thanks for laughing at the death of a dog. Thank you. Support you in the demise of a canine. And I don't make that up, unfortunately. This back in the day, you could actually do it in a small town and get away with it. My dad shot one of the neighbor's dogs. My brother shot one of the neighbor's dogs. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying they stopped barking. That's all I'm saying. You know, if it's their dog in their yard and they can't hear him, they're probably not going to notice it when I off him. Hey, your gunshot woke me up. Don't worry, it won't happen tomorrow. Don't shoot your neighbor's dog. I hope I don't have to say that. You got a dead dog in their front lawn with a bullet hole in its head. How do you cover that up? Take a little pistol, put it next to its paw. Leave a little note. Says he couldn't take the fleas anymore. It's right there. It's in the notes there. Now, we had neighbors that had 5 German Shepherds and mistreated their dogs. And the neighbor kid was my age, and they do that all the time. It's like, they would say, just pet him. Just pet him. You reach over to pet him. Takes your hand off, you know. Then he goes, he knows you're scared. So your dog's a jerk? Is that what you're telling me? Hey, dog, especially you're not familiar with my dad's reputation, apparently, are you? Better get wise, puppy. Oh, man. I'm not making that up either, because you shoot your neighbor's dog, they will show up. I tell you, so all we had neighbors, the true story behind it is Mr. Frederick showed up on our front lawn, 2 a.m., with a shotgun, drunk out of his mind, yelling out, "You killed my dog! I'm going to kill your dog!" We had a Pekingese. We could have used our dog to clean his gun. Take him and use him. Don't destroy him. I'm going to make it this. My dad and my brother are leaning on either side of the bedroom window holding rifles. I'm 8 years old witnessing this whole thing. Of course, I'm thinking, cool. This is so cool. You know? It's my own private shoot 'em up. Yay! Of course, years later, I'm like, I should have been raised by other people. But, my brother was like 18 years old at the time, and he was, just wide as it goes. So then every time he'd peek over, Mr. Frederick would like point his rifle up at him. And my brother's like, "Why does he want to kill me?" My dad's like, "He knows you're scared." I noticed here you have a prison. You have your prison right next to your high school. It's that's kind of an interesting graduation process right there. Oh, man. The teacher's like, "Young man, you better straighten up." She just kind of looks over. At the preschool right next to the reformatory. That's early. I actually did prisons with Chuck Colson's Prison Fellowship, and we go. And I used to watch Cops all the time because just to study up, and plus professional courtesy. I could meet someone. I enjoy your work, and just let them know I'm watching. And the thing I love about Cops is every episode of Cops has that same scenario. Some lady calling up 911. You gotta come and get him. He's tearing up the house. Come and get him. He's tearing up. Please come and get him. He's tearing up the house. You gotta come get him. He's tearing up the house. Woo! You're gonna have to come with us, sir. Don't take him. Please don't take him. He's a good man. Don't take him. Learned some interesting things, and you don't want to joke around in prisons either. I found that out because they did an orientation with us, and they told us that they don't want us to call them prisons. They want us to call them facilities, and they didn't want us to call them inmates or prisoners. They want us to call them residents. not sure what the thinking is there. You know, like they're hoping the guys will forget they're in prison, just think they live in some really secure apartments, can't get out of their lease. It's like and as soon as my lease is up, I'm moving, I tell you that. There are no women at these apartments. I'm getting out of here as soon as I can, I tell you that. I remember we were checking in, and I think this was the Wisconsin Correctional Facility. We're checking in. The lady asked me if I had anything in my pockets, and I go, all I got's my license. And she goes, all you have is your license. I'm like, man, this is a correctional facility, isn't it? That's not worth a strip search. I tell you that. That wasn't that funny. It was not that funny. I'll tell you that right now. You learn a lot of interesting things in prisons, and I learned that in 1976 is when they reinstituted the death penalty in Texas. And I got to thinking, well, it's like they had to go out and hire an executioner guy, you know, have job interviews. Have you ever killed anyone before? No, but I would like to kill people. And the guy gets the job. They give him a beeper, you know, he's on call. And since 1976, I think Texas has executed over 200 people. I don't know what the exact statistics is, but over 200 people. So I'm thinking, what if for some reason Texas abolishes the death penalty for whatever reason, and this guy is out of a job? What you have now is a state-employed serial killer who's a disgruntled employee. You see how that's creating a vicious cycle? I don't normally introduce my bits like songs, but this bit is called Divorce and Bible Sex. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to talk about sex right now. Is that okay? You know? We talk about sex right now? Yes! Please at least just talk about it! Just talk, that's all! I don't know if you're single, my friend, but my advice to single people is this. Marry someone you don't love. Marry someone, yeah, because that way when they get upset, it's not that big a deal. Just be practical about it. Because I am, if my wife and I can stay married, anyone can stay married. And yet, that's not, I tell you, because we did everything completely wrong that you shouldn't do. And we have a great marriage now. We do, because what other choice do we have? And but we have a good marriage now. Because I was talking about this one time, and I had that couple in the audience who'd been married 50 years. And I asked him, I said, sir, what's the secret to being married 50 years? And he goes, don't divorce! And I agree with him. It's like, how hard is it to stay married? Just stay married. Talk and have sex. That's it. That's the secret of marriage right there. Talk and have sex. Doesn't even have to be in that order. There's your 5-second marriage seminar right there. Make your checks payable for $300 to the 5-second marriage seminar. Take notes. Talk and have sex. Sex and talk. Talk and sex. Whatever. And have sex the Bible way. Sex the Bible way. It says your body's not your own. That's right. Your body, give it up. Your body is not your own. Give it up. But I just, give it up. It's not yours. Give it up. But I'm not sure. Give it up. And I'm not just talking to the ladies here. You guys are like, hey, we're with you, brother. We're with you. All right, just preach and make it sound official, okay? And I'm not just being risque. I'm not just read the Song of Solomon. It's fun, because now my whole thing is, where do you want your kids learning about sex? Do you want it from movies and television or from the neighborhood? It's like, I'd rather they learn about sex in church. And what better time than at a Christian comedy show? it's like sex is, we serve the God who created sex. That's amazing. God is good. That's right. I remember I was talking to a friend one time who does not share my faith in Christ, and he was working with another comedian, and we were talking, and he was talking about how prudish Christians are and how uptight we are about sex. And I shared with him, in Proverbs it says, rejoice in the wife of your youth, and let her breast satisfy you always. Folks, I am standing on the promises of God. I'll tell you that right now. I just love practical application. I'll tell you that. I love to apply the Word of God to my life. I don't just read it. I'm a doer of the Word, folks. I'll tell you that right now. You cannot remain mad at someone if you have sex with them. You can try. I remember my wife, she came home, she was telling me some, and ladies, they share. My symbol was the symbol for oversharing. When someone's talking to you and they're going a little direction, you think, just oversharing symbol. And a friend shared with her that her and her husband hadn't slept together in a year. I told my wife, I don't care how much we hate each other, we are going to continue to have sex, okay? That is just you can't. That's the amazing thing. It's like we serve the God who created sex. That's amazing. The God who created sex. Sorry, Buddha. I'm sticking with this God, okay? I'm sticking with the God who created sex. You got any more ideas like that? Because that was a good one. This I share with single people because the other stuff is for married people. Stay married, talk, have sex. That's for you. The single people, I'm sure the secret of marriage is this, because single people think that marriage is going to bring some sort of salvation to them emotionally. I'll finally be loved and have love and all that. And that's all there and it's all good. But I tell you, God's secret of marriage is to show you how far you've fallen. It's God's secret purpose to marriage is to show you how yucky you are deep inside. And it takes another human being to bring that out of you. Shut up! Stop! Don't talk! Don't you talk! And then when if that scene is happening, just take your clothes off. That'll stop a fight right there, I tell you that. Oh. I'm not that mad.